Good afternoon, it's a nice sunny day and I thought I'd take a nice little stroll. Be ashamed to waste a beautiful day like this. So let's take a little wander and get 2 or 3 miles walking in. Okay. Always remember to close your gates. Just close your gates and take your rubbish with you. Nothing worse than rubbish left by people ruining your walk. So what we're going to do is going to walk down this hill through this gateway here and then take a little wander around all the fields and everything around this way and just enjoy the day. We're back around this part, so we're going to be going across the creek over in a little while. So off we go. Now over here in America we don't have open access as you do in Britain, so what we've got here is we've actually got a bit of permission from the locals to walk on their land. Everybody knows each other around here. It's not like in Blazing Saddles everybody's related to each other, but it's a little bit like that. You know, everybody's very friendly with each other. Everybody's very, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. Now here's the thing, we've had a fair bit of rain over the last couple of weeks, but the weather's forecast is still saying we're in drought conditions. The ground is a little bit parched if you stay on the beaten track, but if you go off the beaten track it's a little bit boggy, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful. We're just going to go down through these trees here. It's nice and cool, nice breeze. It's not too hot. It's about, 65, 70 degrees. Not too bad at all. Over here in Missouri in the winter it can get down very, very cold. I've seen it have 12, 14 inches of snow in a day. And some of the thunderstorms you get here are truly horrific. Okay, so we're going to walk across the fields here. We're going to take a bit of a sharp right. Be a perfect place to stop and have my lunch if I wanted to, but I think I'll have that when I get back. You really can't fault a nice walk, I don't think. Just making our way across this meadow. Missouri recently celebrated its 200th anniversary back in 2021. It's been a state for 200 years. Originally part of the French region of America until it was sold in the Louisiana Purchase, I think it was, into American hands. And that's when it became Missouri. That was in 1821. This ground isn't very arable, you can't really grow anything in it, but it is good for raising cattle and horses and stuff like that. So what we've got here then is a hunting shed. You probably know that over here guns are completely legal and we have hunting seasons. The hunting season is in November, and basically the idea is you hold yourself up in a little tent like this, or a little shed like this, and you point your gun out the windows and take a pot shot every time you see a nice deer or a stag or something like that. So let's walk on a little bit more. Coming up the creek here you see the fencing ahead of us. Yeah, it's a lovely part of the world, this. Really lovely. Have to be a bit careful walking in grass like this. You can get ticks and chiggers and mosquitoes and all sorts jumping up at you. They all live in this long grass, so we'll have to check ourselves a little bit once we get back to the house. Yeah, so far, nice little walk. So what we're doing is we're going to head down to the creek, we're going to walk across it and head back up the other side. So it's a little bit under the undergrowth, but that's okay. There is the creek. There's the crossing point just over there. Lovely, lovely spot this, nice and quiet. Lovely tranquil spot. You see dippers and all sorts and little frogs if you so wanted. We're over the creek now. I'm going to start walking uphill. About 200 feet of elevation, I'd say. Where we are at the start of the water, about, I don't know, 600-700 feet above sea level, so not bad at all. What we're going to do, we'll follow this line of trees as we go uphill. And I'll see you up at the top. Making our way up through the woods here. This is actually where we cross a gas pipeline that's heading towards St. Louis through this line that you can see here. There's the warning signs over there. Pipelines are right under our feet and they go all the way over to Jeff City. So let's keep walking uphill. I'll see you at the top. So coming up to the tree line now. Just had to stop and get a couple of ticks off me, the little bastards. Blood-sucking little leeches. Yeah, you've got to be careful with ticks. You can get them with tick fever and all sorts of things if they start sucking your blood. Not recommended. Not the nicest little creatures in the world. This is a lovely spot. It's called the Four Corners. It's where 4 different farms meet. It's also where most of the deer congregate during the autumn months because it's far enough away from those deer stands that you saw earlier. Right here, about 2 miles from where we started. So yeah, nice little walk so far. And here is the Four Corners. See over there the other farm over the fence. That's back down where we came from. And then over there is where we're going to walk to next, over in that direction. Okay, starting to walk downhill through this gladed path. Lots of dead leaves underfoot. Kind of reminds me of the trails around Lady Bower around here. In the same way that back at the stream that we passed over, it kind of reminds me of being at Dovedale at River Dove. Lovely part of the world, both of those. Of course, the best dale in Derbyshire is Lathkill. I really, really enjoyed walking around there when I lived over there. Probably my favourite walk, combined Lathkill and Bradford Dale, but we're not talking about that today, we're talking about this. nice shade and takes the edge off the sun with the breeze and everything. Although it's not very breezy up here because of course you're hidden by the trees. Can get a little bit warm, but not too warm today, which is nice. Apparently it's going to get up into the high 90s this week, which I'm not looking forward to. Come out here into the fields again. We're going to go over there to our left and around the corner and start heading back towards the creek. Head over there. Not really very much to see here. There's some other fields over in that direction, but there's nothing much going on over there, so I won't bother with those today. We'll just head back to the creek and start heading back to the house, I think. See you in a little while. So here we see go through that opening just there, curve around to the right, but here's another one of those deer stands, and show you a little bit. The idea is that you scoochie down in behind the cover of the surround, and then you wait for a deer to pop up and then you cap it one. Around here they don't actually kill for sport, they do kill for the meat, and I have to say venison is very, very tasty. So through we go, and then we're going to go around back to the creek. Usually it's full of cows, but I think the farmer has moved the cows onto a different part of his land, which is why we're not being troubled by the local bovine population. And just following the path round to the right, and we're going to go head down across the creek, and then we're going to start heading uphill. Feel kind of privileged to live in a place like this. Actually, it's far enough away from civilization to be left alone if you want that, and it's close enough that you can pop to the shops. It's only 20 minutes into town, but here you're free to do whatever you want. Cows have recently traversed this. You can see all their hoof prints. Opens up and it's a lovely piece of land. We're at the bottom of the hill that we saw right at the start of the video. See the White House up there? So what we're going to do, we're going to cut through this opening here and then start heading uphill. Another nice open little field. Then we're going to head up where those gates are over there.